Okay. So I've got this cut to leaving that. I kind of like that. If I do this, the way I want you to do this is to stack the three compositions so that there's just a little bit of space between, like maybe even like a half an inch of space here. And normally I would say alternate the like white background, black background, white background. If I stick with that coming off the bottom like that, then the plan was not necessarily to overlap them, but it actually doesn't look so bad. I think this is not necessarily a requirement that you have something projecting down so far like that. But so what I want you to do is to have your three compositions set up together and then take a picture of it, take a picture of the three, and then post that in the Blackboard discussion board for this assignment. I made a short video. Did any of you see that? It's a short video of how to post something in the Blackboard discussion board.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So that should be pretty clear about what that process is. And if you have, if you're working from a laptop or a desktop computer, it's kind of a little more straightforward process. If you take a picture and it's on your, like on the desktop or just somewhere on that computer, then you can very easily just upload it from your from the laptop or the desktop. Good. Down here will be. Well, I think if I were sticking with this, I would just make it like, I might make that one the bottom. Or, no, I guess I kind of like this opportunity if we're not mounting it to the board, or if I just have this and I like this sticking down, then I think I might alter that composition to account for it like that. Yeah, so this is, I usually am open to you, like if you get an idea for a different way to do this, let me know, because sometimes something occurs to you that looks interesting that I haven't thought of, and I might tell you that you can do it. You may as well ask. Okay. All right. All right, and let's see, Sandy. I was looking at yours. If you're there, I was looking at your the drawings that you posted, and there are three of them that I think I like the best. So if you want, I can tell you. I'm going to just add that in. I'll just maybe just do that in the. I'll just comment in the discussion board. So. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about this assignment?
no questions from me.
Okay, thank you. I want to go over to the Blackboard. Assignments. All right. Well, share my screen here. All right. So with the, I guess that's coming up. So here are, I just wanted to mention these. Here's some good compositions from Sandy from the discussion board. I like this repetition of the rectangle. I think what I would do, you see here where there's a black outline, I might cut these all out of white pieces of paper, but like not overlap the squares, but just like cut this notch out of these rectangular pieces and then just like leave this as a black background, and then you set all of these squares on it and you cut them into these irregular shapes and just leave a little bit of space in between them so that it will look like it's that contour line from the pencil. That would be the way I would do that. This one I like. What I would do is make this a little like this black contour line, get a little bigger. These could be, again, these could be white shapes cut, I guess, excuse me. These could be shapes cut from white paper with that kind of ripply edge and then just spaced out. It would be nice to see the black get bigger as it moves out. So like the space between them gets bigger as those waves seem to get bigger. I really like this one too. Here you'd have to just like see like the drop. You can't really do the contour lines like that, so you'd have to figure out like what's going to be, what's going to be a black or a white shape. And I think a lot of these they would be working out to be like, it looks like they would, in terms of execution, I might be more inclined to cut them out of white paper and then leave like just like, alter the space between them. And the phases of the moon is really, it's impossible not to, like for your eye not to make that transition. So that one works well. I do like these three, the drop and the ripple, the waves, and the sort of rectangular stare. I think that all looks quite good. Okay, now here I wanted to just make sure that we look at, let's open this up. Hello, presentation, where are you? Some of these things like too many like windows in the way of windows, and it's a little hard to see it. Come on, dummy. No, that's not what you want. Take your time. All this sudden online education for the last year has been tough on my devices. Okay, so you see here, I just want to, as a reminder, like what one of these compositions, like what the three compositions might look like together, and like that. It's a little bit cropped at the bottom. So you have just like the three compositions stacked like this. They could be set up to read so that the compositions are vertical, not horizontal, but this is a logical way to present them. So let me get down to oh so slow. Yeah, so like here, this guy, that's arranged the way you would arrange them. This I think has like maybe an inch in between. You don't have to worry, as long as this looks even, the space between them, then that'll be just fine. Okay. And if you need to refer back to this, like this one here, I've mentioned this with some, like if you have, if you do a drawing and you've got these like black, like a contour line from pencil or pen around it, cut the shape so that it's, so that you just sort of like, you can use the background as the contour line. That is, I remember that is how this one was done. This one here was cut out of one piece of black paper. And then these here's one with the composition set vertically. And you can see where it's, clearly different pieces of paper by the different colors. So, okay. Good. All right. Anyone have any questions? So I know this is early, but if it we can start a little bit later in the morning if you like. 8:30, 9 o'clock. If you don't need this much time.
I'm flexible. I'm not an early bird, but this kind of gets me going. So
Okay.
whatever works for the group.
All right.
Me too. As long as we finish like 10:30 or whatever, like this.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think for me too, I mean, it's good to get up and get going early in the morning. And this is also, so just like, I guess, tell me, since I can't see you working, normally when we're in class, I see you working. Is this, I mean, like, this is really the best way to use this time is like, this is a good time for you to get your work done. And, I don't want to, I want to let this time be, this time to be useful. If I don't want to, I want this to be useful time. It's a good time for me to do demonstrations, so if I know that you're here and you're watching me, then you can see examples of how you should be working or what kinds of results you should be getting. And that's important. So, all right, well, I'm just going to keep it. I will be up and at 'em 8 a.m. on Thursday mornings doing this live thing. We'll do the 9:30 to 10:30 on Tuesdays, and that will likely be enough to get you make sure that you have instruction. If you have questions outside of class time, if you need me to look at something, you can post it in the discussion board. Send me an email and tell me, say, I need you to look at this. and I'll do it. And I would, if you really want to make sure I see it, send it to the Harper College email, but also the Duffy at Duffy O'Connor email. That way, I am sure to see it as soon as I'm going to see it. Since the Duffy at Duffy O'Connor is my personal, kind of like more like my fine arts and community education email, and so I tend to check that one a little more frequently because I have a lot more. I have a lot more coming to that website, to that email. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Let me do a little more here. All right. Oh, we all have to see Elliot being adorable and sleeping at the edge of the work. I adopted him from the shelter in 2009 when he was a little, right around a year old, maybe a little bit more than a year old. I first met him, I used to volunteer at a shelter for cats, and I met him because I used to go to the isolation wards to do socialization with the cats that were sort of stuck in cages for a long time. Normally the place doesn't normally keep them in cages unless there's a medical reason or a social, a behavioral reason. And this little guy was just sitting there. He had an upper respiratory infection. He was sneezing, and we were not supposed to let them open the cages and let them pick them up or anything. But he really seemed he wanted, so I bent the rules for him. And I used to go on a regular basis to see him and just open his cage, and I would bring some blankets and he would curl up in my lap. And so as soon as he was available to be adopted, I adopted him. And even though he was living in an alley in the Pilsen neighborhood, running around hunting rats, someone had him when he was a little kitten, because he is a sweet, social, very affectionate cat. And if cats don't learn that in the first 3 or 4 months of their lives, then they don't end up like he did. So sadly, somebody put him out in the alley and just left him out, and so he fended for himself. And the woman who brought him, trapped him and got him into the shelter, told me that he used to run around killing rats that were bigger than he was. So he likes, if he does, his ratting days are over, but he is a little street cat. Okay. Do a little more of this here. Sure. Once you there. Okay. And when you're doing this, remember to put the glue on the right side of the piece of paper. Just about put it down and put the glue on the side that I want facing out. Easy enough to cut another piece if you make that mistake. Dang. Dry hands in the winter. It's a little hard to handle this paper. Oh, just like that. Oh, I like that. This is why you need to use the knife to stab them so you can actually pick them up. That's good. Okay. So we're getting down near the, well, it's 10 o'clock now. If you feel like you're done, that you've gotten enough information from me, or if you need to go get supplies, you are free to go. If you have questions, you want me to see work, say so. If you're going to, post work in Blackboard, let me know if you have any questions about that process. I'm going to keep working. I will keep working until either 10:40 or until nobody needs me. I want to be available if you need me, but if you've got what you need, then I don't want to hold you here arbitrarily. That's better. Well, I like that. This is a little, I think I needed something on the inside of that. Hi, Dennis. Here's Dennis. Come here. Oh my God. This cat is gigantic. Mwah. He's just a abnormally large cat. Hey. You up there? No, you're going to eat glue. He's not the smartest cat, but he's lovable as can be. He did just in December. He was trying to cough something up, and I took him to the vet and took x-rays, and they said he ate something that isn't food. He couldn't quite tell from the x-rays what. Fortunately, we got rid of it in
Duffy, thank you. I'm taking off to get the supplies at Harper
right.
eventually from out of district. So thank you and goodbye to everybody. Stay warm.
Marianne. See you next week.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I don't love that. This is why you do drawings, because if I'm just kind of winging it, figuring that out, I kind of did something. I think what I have to do is just do more now. Okay. This is all changeable. That's better. Okay. And like that. This is interesting here. Okay. All right. Sounds like folks are heading out. All right. Groovy. Good. Okay, let's see. Keep working on that.